pleading to something that he's not guilty of, but he still have the chance to fight that, then going to court, being found guilty, and then now the pickle is bigger. Because then now it's a lesser chance for you to appeal it due to all the proof that came out on trial. But then now you appeal, you plead guilty for something that you didn't do. And the only thing that you pray for is that now that you plead guilty, everything else comes out so you could prove you was innocent without going to court, because you know the court is going to cook you, or at least try to cook you. So you have a good 50-50 chance that it's going to go bad for you. Do you willing to take that? Are you willing to plead guilty to something that you are innocent, that does not go to trial, but then now that you plead guilty, everything's going to be open. So not just we the people, but also private and public investigators see and witness that you are innocent. So when you plead, it's plenty witnesses of that you are innocent. So when you plead, the court can't even say, we're not taking this plea, or we are not going for a hearing for it, because they're going to have the whole world jumping on them. They'll have Trump applauding Bryan Kohberger next day. Because then now we know all the truth. And they don't want to be fair to him. So this is what's going on in the Bryan Kohberger case right now. That even after this man plead guilty, the family of some victims don't want the world to see what happened with this case. They don't want true crime content creators telling you the truth. They obviously don't want legacy media to know the truth, because then if legacy media gets to find out the truth, they'll all be forced to speak the truth. Because the only thing the legacy media could do is to speak on something unproven yet. And they make it sound like he's proven. But legacy media cannot risk to speak up on something that is already proven. So if ever, with all the documents that are coming out, the whole world and people see that Bryan Kohberger was mistreated, his rights violated, and this investigation was thrown off purposely, Bryan Kohberger is coming out. If you ask me, he's coming out anyway. But what they doing, with what they doing right now, is delaying the unabateable. They just delaying with all these court procedures, delaying for the truth to come out. Where's the sheath? Shouldn't they have a picture or video where they found the sheath? Because it's their main item in this process. So if you have a main item in this process that is going to be the key for you to sentence this man or whatnot, right? Where is the proof that this key element of this case, this key evidence of this case, where's the proof that the sheath was where you say it was? Where's the proof of a sheath ever being part of this case? Is nothing of that. I told ya from the beginning of this case that this was an imaginary sheath. I told you from the very, don't ask me how I know it. You want my receipts? Do your homework. Put your own work. Listen, you either listen to what I'm saying or you don't. And pinch it all with a grain of salt. But something that my subscribers been knowing, moderators been knowing from the very beginning of this case, I've been telling you that this case was a frame of the imagination. Just because the cops say that something is real with in the investigation, don't make it real. And they get away with it because they got immunity. But the damage is already done. And to reverse, to put the page back in the tube, is almost impossible. It's possible, but it's not going to be the same pace that it was in the tube when you first squeeze it out. So in other words, you cannot blame, in the Idaho 4 Bryan Kohberger case, you cannot blame Lucy Morning says RIP Van Dum. Big shout out. Amy Conway, big shout out to Amy Conway. 911 call, we a search one. Yes, right. That's another thing though. You know what I mean? You have a 911 call, if you have a search warrant, you don't even, you know what I mean? You don't even have to do the stuff that you did. Like, it's ways to do things in a better way. You know what I'm saying? MSM knows. Yes, totally agree with you. This is what I'm trying to say. You as yes, they just pretending they don't. Yes, I totally agree with you. Yes, big shout out to Lucy. They are huge gaslighters. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. It's like you could tell when someone is gaslighting you, where it's like you just get that feeling. It's like because it's an energy that it comes out of someone gaslighting you. It's all about energy. People don't believe about energy though. You know what I mean? Like 100% in on the fix. Yes. This is that you see in the Idaho 4, everyone, it was on the fix because it would have hurt the biggest educational institution in Idaho, if not United States of America, due to their connections with Hollywood, due to their connections with the government, Pentagon, White House, senators, like their connections. They well connected. When you could tell and you know when a lot of people is moving the same way. You could tell when a lot of people, even content creators, they all push one narrative. Or they just talk about certain things that you know what I mean, everybody else is talking about, but they don't dare to talk about outside of the box topics within the topic because they don't want to piss someone off. You know what I mean? But yes, you could tell how big is the fix when you see how big is the people that is pushing the narrative, that is tweaking the law with everything they doing, with everything they say, with their misrepresentation of the law, with the misrepresentation of investigational tactics. Because then now they want to act like, oh, but we cannot tell you what we did with the IGG. But how can you not tell what you did to say or put in the conversation Kohberger? When you can't even show me a sheath, stop. I have to fuck you up. How the fuck, in the biggest case on the docket, you are going to put in the case an imaginary sheath and said that an imaginary DNA was there when you can't even prove that a sheath was there? But then not also, you can prove that the sheath was there or a sheath was ever real, but you said that a DNA that you did